You're sitting at your favorite coffee shop and you have this great idea for a story. Now, how are you going to turn that into a film script, aka a screenplay? As a film major, I've begun to learn the art of writing scripts such as the one I'm reading off of now. So, despite not being the only resource about how to put the words on the page, I implore you to listen and learn about some pre-writing recommendations, the actual formatting rules, what each element is used for, and a current short list for word processors dedicated to screenwriting. The highly regarded writing mentor Blake Snyder suggests in his 2005 book Save the Cat that a screenwriter should do 4 things before writing. First, have an intriguing title. Next, an ironic and time-oriented logline. Thirdly, a beat sheet outlining the important sections of your story. And then, the board, where you will outline the story in more detail. But whether you follow these recommendations or plan to bushwhack your way through the script, prepare your word processor of choice because it's time to get formatting. The most common method for formatting in Hollywood is called master scene format. According to a 2017 Filmmaker IQ article, this method consists of 6 different elements that give the basic shape of the script and helps pre-production personnel estimate the runtime of the script. Before we dive into each element and their formatting rules, we must set the page margins and the font. Using an 8.5 by 11 inch page, set the top and bottom margins to 1 inch. Then, change the left margin to 1.5 inches and the right margin to 1 inch. The bottom and right margins can differ from their defaults by up to 1/4 of an inch. And before beginning, set your font to Courier or Courier New, font size 12, single spaced. Now, you should have roughly 55 lines on each page. On all but the first page, you should have the page number right aligned and about 1/2 inch down. In most word processors, this spot will be called the header. A script starts with the words fade in. This is called a transition, and these are typically right aligned with the exception of fade in and fade out, which signify the start and end of the scripts. These exceptions are left aligned. Transitions are written in all caps and followed with a colon. In addition, it is recommended that you only denote transitions when necessary. The next feature of a script is the scene header or slug line. These comprise of 3 parts: if the scene is inside or outside, where the scene is, and what time of day it is. A new slug line is required for each location change. Slug lines are left aligned and generally followed by action. Like the slug line, action lines are left aligned. However, action lines can help set up the scene in more detail and, well, detail action in the present tense. However, it is recommended to keep action lines minimal, as the script is meant to tell the story and not get into the nitty-gritty aspects that will be someone else's job in the future. Now, for the main feature of a film script, the dialogue. There are 3 parts of dialogue: the character cue, the parenthetical, and the dialogue itself. The character's name, unlike in action, is always all caps. The character cue is indented 3.7 inches from the left side of the page or 2.2 inches from the margin. Sometimes, following the character cue, is the parenthetical. These are indented 3.5 inches from the left edge. It is recommended to be careful to use parentheticals effectively, or risk appearing amateur. And finally, the dialogue, the last main element of the master scene format. Dialogue is indented 2.5 inches from the left and meets a boundary 5.5 inches from the left edge. Now, you have all the information necessary for formatting your screenplay. Yet, it's hard to format the script on the fly while writing out your idea. In addition, some professional offices require the use of a particular file type, which is why Adam and Ferry provided a list on March 6, 2020 that includes items like Final Draft and free programs like Page to Stage, which will help get you the start and the file type necessary to appear professional. Now that you've learned about how to plan a script, format a screenplay, and heard about some resources, go out there and read some scripts, write your own script, and just have fun.